Come to you again, Lord, to ask your blessings on this committee meeting. Thank you for everyone that's here today, and give us wisdom, Lord, and give us knowledge to make good decisions. And Lord, be with all our visitors today, and thank you for this day. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Jody Fishinghawk. Here. Chuck Hoskin Jr.
Here.
Bill England.
Here.
Jack Baker.
Here.
Joe Bird. Julia Tutts. Meredith Bradley. Janelle Fulbright. Tom Garvin.
Honey.
Frankie Hargis.
Present.
Tyler Glory Jordan.
Present.
Lee Keener.
Honey.
Dick Lloyd.
Here.
Curtis Snell.
Here.
David Thornton.
Honey.
David Walkenstick. Kara Callan Watts.
Honey.
We do have a quorum.
Okay, do I have a motion for the approval of minutes for March 13th?
Make a motion.
Second. Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Okay. Let's go on to reports. Lacey, one.
So I'll kind of backtrack here. I've got a little bit of a report that I had ready for last month. In December, I told you about how Bank of America was selling its Tahlequah branch and its Muskogee branch locations to Arvest. Those sales became effective on March the 22nd. So what our Treasury staff did, along with the controller and several in our finance department, we looked at our accounts and we determined that 16 of our accounts are our highest depository accounts. And so what we did is we closed those accounts with Bank of America. Oh, sorry, not depository. They have the most activity. And so we closed those checking accounts with Bank of America and reopened those with Bank First here in Tahlequah. And we're doing wire transfers to keep the money primarily at Bank of America, but Bank First is our interface here in Tahlequah. I can get into more detail on that if anyone would prefer. Our CAFR went out last month, and you all received a copy of your annual report. Very proud of all the staff and financial resources and all the finance professionals in the programs. This is an enormous task, and Cherokee Nation is incredibly blessed to have a very talented department of finance professionals, and those people are to thank. I specifically want to thank two individuals that were instrumental in the release of our CAFR, and that is Connie Chandler, she's our Director of Finance, and Jamie Cole, our Controller. And I'd also like to thank BKD, our external auditors. Joel Hauser is our manager, and he's actually here today. They are a very personable and knowledgeable team of auditors, and we're so lucky to have them. And they definitely look at us pretty tough, but we like working with them. They're a friendly group. So he's here in case anybody has any questions of him of BPD, and we can obviously answer any questions on the CAFR. That is all I have for my verbal report today. You have my written report. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Councilwoman Kara Callan Watts.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you very much. I know that's a tremendous amount of work. I haven't had a chance to read my CAFR, but I get excited about reading my CAFR every year. That's probably mundane to a lot of people, but it's a wealth of information. So, and it is a tremendous amount. So thank you to you and your team.
Thank you.
I think I've had this discussion in the past. No offense to BKD because you've been with us for a long time, but when is it that we have to start thinking about, I think they change people assigned to us. That's part of the auditing process, but do we have to change firms at some point?
We had partner rotation last fiscal year. So we've rotated partners, and I believe Kevin, just let Joel address this though.
Sure. It's Joel Hauser, BKD. We have been doing the nation's audit for the past 7 years. We went out for bid 2 years ago, and we were awarded the bid again. We rotated partners, and Kevin Kemp, the partner from Dallas, took over last year. He did it again this year. This is my 3rd year to do it. There's no requirement that a firm has to be rotated. City governments, private companies, there's no requirement at all. Public companies, those that are traded on stock exchanges, the PCAOB, which is their oversight board, doesn't require audit firm rotation, but they do require audit partner rotation every 5 years. And so we always offer that to all of our clients with a contract to rotate partners. And so that's kind of where we are right now.
Very good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate your service.
Sure. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Treasurer Horn.
Any other questions of Lacey? Lacey, I got a question.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
looking at the acquisition management. Are you the one that reports that?
Yes.
Okay. It says bids, no bids submitted by Cherokee vendors, 2.8 million.
Yes, well. 2.9?
2.8. It's right after your final resources report, financial resources.
It's also in your monthly financials and
Well-
audited statements.
See, I have April 25th. This is our report that went out, so can I just?
Yes, exactly.
You see the 2.8?
I guess they put these at a month lag into your.
Okay, but you see the
report, so-
2.8 in the
Yes.
book?
Okay.
Okay, that says no bid submitted by Cherokee vendors.
Yes.
If you take it and then you add the 2.8 and the 1.2, 1, 2, 3, that's about 4 million of the 16. You're up to about 22% that went to non-Terrell. I would like to see that broke down into what's getting that, because that's a quarter of the money that was spent this past month for
Absolutely.
acquisitions.
I'll
Okay?
have it for you.
Okay. Any other questions, Helen? Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Sean Slayton.
Good afternoon, council. Not much has changed from Monday night. We still had a great first quarter. It'll be a record for March whenever we report out on that. Next month, January and February, we're a little short of budget. They were still ahead of last year. The short from budget occurred because they delayed the tax refunds, and normally we see a lot of staycations, which are people vacationing in Tulsa as opposed to going somewhere else with their money. So that all turned around in March, and like I said, we had a record month. So financially, we're doing great. Wrapped up most of the projects. We are getting ready to start a refurbishment of the original Cherokee towers. It'll still be themed Cherokee, but it's been about 7 years since that tower was completed, or 8, and it's time for refreshment of those rooms. So we'll be moving forward on that. The Cherokee Hotel Tower renovation is complete, and that pretty much winds up all of our large projects. We're doing a little paving here and there to improve parking lot, working diligently to formalize plans and select architects on the clinics. And that, in a nutshell, kind of sums up what we're focused on right now. So, if there are any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Any questions of Mr. Slayton?
Thank you.
Donkeys?
Oh, and I do appreciate the council's support on our credit line. That really helps us. Thank you.
Diane Kelly. But before that, do you know anybody in the audience you want to introduce?
You bet. Thank you, Chairman. If I could introduce my staff, Phyllis Lake.
Vic has got staff.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the E&F Committee. I know you guys are probably anxious to know when day training is going to start up. Starting up, I think, the third Monday in May. I'm not really sure what the date is because I don't have my calendar in front of me. We're also got quite a few applications in the pipeline for vocational training. Daryl Legg said this morning that apparently word has gotten out that we are going to have some money, so they're coming in. And I appreciate all the help that you all are giving us. They're coming in and telling us, well, I talked to councilwoman or councilman so-and-so, and they told me to come in. So apparently you guys are doing a good job. Summer youth, Jeff said to tell you guys that we're getting the applications. They're coming in, and we've got a lot in the pipeline. And we don't know exactly how many. All the counselors are just out there in the field pretty busy getting those applications in. And Andy Dreadfulwater is really doing a good job on our OJT. He is the person that everybody's coming in to work with on that, and we've got some of the other counselors in the outlining area working with him. Janelle mentioned to you what they're doing down in Salisbury. We've got some other projects going on. Shane Kirby's been very busy working on a couple of projects, and hopefully we'll be able to roll those out and share that with you here in the next few weeks. John Overacker has been busy working with the Charles L. Head Fire Task Force. He is coordinating a fundraiser, which is a golf tournament next Tuesday at the new Cherokee Springs Golf Course, and all the proceeds will go to our domestic violence task force. So I guess I have to add to his job description golf tournaments because he's going to put on about 2 or 3 this year for a Tarot event, and also working on one for NCAI. And I want to thank Joe Bird. He's helping him too. We had open house today at the Surgery Technology Program and the Business Tech, and I want to thank you council members who came up and helped support that. Staff were very pleased to have y'all come up, and I just want to thank you all. A lot of times the staff put in a lot of time, a lot of hours in putting these things together, and to have you all come up and go through and talk to the students means a lot to them, and I just wanted to share that with you. Legislative Day is May 14th at the state legislature. And on Monday, the 13th, we'll have Job Corps Legislative Day. So we're going to be up there for 2 days in a row. Stillwell Strawberry Festival is Saturday, May the 11th. If you're interested in entering, you can go to stillwellcapital.com, and your entry form is on there, and there is an entry fee. And then also intertribal at NCA. We're having an NCAI planning meeting in conjunction with the Intertribal Council meeting. It's going to be May the 6th, 7th, and 8th. On the 8th, the afternoon of the 8th, after the Intertribal adjourns at noon, at 1 o'clock, we will hold our 3rd planning meeting for the National Congress of American Indians there at the Hard Rock. So y'all are all invited to attend. And if you have any ideas or suggestions, we welcome those. And I have a meeting next week with Cheryl and them and Grand Gateway and EODD on our EDA grant that we're working on for the infrastructure for the health facilities. Are there any questions?
Councilman Walkinsett?
Hey, Dave, on the day work program, if another entity wants to take it, use these workers, is it $50 a day? Which is what we're paying?
It's $50. Yeah, if they work all day, it's $50, and if it's half a day, it's $25.
Okay. Is there any partnership that can go back? I'm talking about Muskogee Public Schools. They're needing a lot of summer help.
Oh, that would be summer youth. Wouldn't be day work.
Well, either or. We're needing some workers up there. You know, there's a lot of budget cuts in the schools, and you can't hire people. Is there any way that we could partner with that, or is that
I will have Kenneth Hogner. She is the counselor who is assigned to Muskogee. I'll have her make contact. If you can tell me who she needs to contact here at Muskogee Schools.
It would be Mike Guard.
Mike Guard. Can she contact you and have you help her or introduce her to him?
Yeah.
Now, what does Mike Guard do?
Superintendent.
Okay. All right. I'll have Kenneth. She may already have been in contact with someone there at the school, but I'm not real sure. But I will follow up with
Is that something that's feasible, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What about the day work program?
Day work is internal. It's not external.
Yeah. Is there any way that can happen, though?
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, Chief Bird?
Yes, Diane. Did have a little time to tour your surgical technology up there. Very, very impressive on what, the staff and the students that go through that program. I think it's still a program that needs a little bit of PR. Not that they ask for it, but we need to get some of our congressional people to come and take a tour of that, because what I saw, what the students were doing is a very high level. It's really unlike other programs that we have. The only thing that concerned me is the ones we would start with, like year 1, year 2. The ones that received a stipend would stay, and the ones that did not, of course, would not. It does not give them an opportunity to be in that program and yet work at the same time. Somehow I think when that time comes, we need to look at that, see if we can address it, because the ideal number would be around 10. That's not an enormous amount of money for the tribe to put forward and make sure those students continue their skills. Second question, are we doing any type of work or with the Historical Society, with our day workers, or is that going to continue, or what?
One of the things that was reported to me by Jeff Vance this past week, Jeff's been out he had some medical issues and he's back at work. He and John Princeton met with me earlier in the week, and they have not had any workers out of the Heritage Center since Tommy Wildcat left. And when they approached the Heritage Center, because we needed places for the day work training people to go, they told us that they did not have the supervisors to supervise the participants. I'm not really sure if they're even going to use any of the summer youth workers at this point in time. They are utilizing the Job Corps through work-based learning, is my understanding, in talking with Jay Littlejohn.
Wow. Well, we need to revisit that concept, because we need our workers there, because it's needed. And I'm going to support funding Historical Society when that time comes. But we need to get some agreements in place before I do.
Yeah, well, we have always used the Heritage Center for our summer youth program as well as Job Corps, and we did with day work. I think one of the things that they had when they had the cutback on staff, they didn't have the people who could actually work on the grounds. And that's where a lot of our participants was working, out in the villages and on the grounds, and they just said they didn't have the supervisory staff. And we have to have supervisory staff out there with those participants.
Would you keep me updated? Maybe we can
Yes, I will.
revisit that
Okay.
concept. Thank you, Donna. Thank you.
Can I respond to on the surgery tech?
Sure.
We had I think I reported in education, we had it was a work group with the health department in education, and one of the things that was brought up with the students in the surge tech program, Patty is looking to expand that, and that was one of the things that the health department asked her to do, was to look at another vocation. And what I want to explain is the Surge Tech program is actually funded by the health department in terms of the salaries for the staff. The students themselves are students that we fund. So it's a partnership with the health department. So
Okay.
it's between Connie and I. And one of the things that Patty wanted was to have us look at maybe Jen Grogan getting certified so that she could actually assist them with getting FAFSA dollars, so that there could be some additional money coming in to assist them. Because right now, we are not certified to do that. But Jan, having worked at Northeastern, we think that she could go in and probably get certified, and that's what we're going to be working on to see if we can do that here in the next year.
Good idea. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Councilwoman Watts?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I had the same question on the surgery tech, so I'm glad to hear that we're moving forward to keep that strong. That's exciting. I did notice the NCAI stuff. I would like to get notices for the meetings so that I could assist and make sure and help your team do whatever's needed if I can attend it all. And so if you could add me to the notice list for those planning meetings.
Okay.
Because I assume you've been meeting before this, but I hadn't heard anything about it. So
We've had 2 planning meetings, and what I'll do, and I'm sure Tony's watching this, or she should be, I'll have her to send you all minutes from the last 2 planning meetings. We're getting calls every day from different people that want to be involved. I had 2 directors from 2 different programs see me at luncheon, and they said, send us the information. They're going to be at the planning meeting. We anticipate 50 to 60 people at that planning meeting on that Wednesday, and we'd love to have the more the merrier. There's enough pie to go around for everybody, and that's what I'm telling everybody. Some of them are saying, well, is so-and-so going to be there? Are they doing this? And I said, you don't want to do that, you can help with something else, we'll take all the help that we can get. I'll have Tony send you all copies of the minutes from the last 2 planning meetings, and you can see who's doing what, and if there's something that you want to participate in, then you can let it be known at the next planning meeting. Is that okay?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, Speaker Jordan?
Yes, on that NCAI planning, will you copy those minutes to Gail, who will get them out to the full council?
Yes.
And then, if you would allow us at the proper time, any activity planned for council members needs to come through this body. So if there is something that you need one of the council members to speak to, well then we can gather up as a body and get you those positions filled.
Okay.
The other thing that I wanted to ask you was on the youth program, summer youth.
Yes, ma'am.
I think this would be an excellent opportunity, as Mr. Walkingstick suggested, that we partner with the schools during the summer who maintain their summer staff. And we could probably place individuals that are trying to come from those communities for that program back into the very school that they go to.
Oh, yeah.
They could assist the secretary, they could assist the superintendent's office, assist the maintenance workers.
We do
That was the very thing
we do
I...
that with Summer Youth Council in Jordan. The Summer Youth Program, I thought he was talking about the day work.
Oh, no.
No, day work is internal, but
I
Summer
thought he
Youth,
was-
we go everywhere with it.
And I was of the hopes, I just met with our local school on the west end of the county, where they were asking that very same question, can we get help for the summer? And I said, well, you've got the supervisors on site. Maybe we could put the summer youth there that are coming from that area. So if you would get with them on the west end of the county, they're ready. It's Dr. DeWoody.
When you say West End, are we talking Holbert or
Yeah.
Holbert?
Yeah, because see, a lot of the dependent schools plumb down, but the high schools are staying open, and I would imagine now, Keys and Tahlequah hasn't asked, but I think they're probably going to be interested too. And we've got a number of kids that probably are applying from this county. We can put them back in schools where they're shorthanded already, and they're already used to driving there or getting there on a regular basis. That might be a win-win for everybody.
The rural schools and the high schools are the best places for us to place these summer youth kids. In fact, if you look at our payroll that we put out, it's with most all the schools, because most of these kids can walk to those locations, and that's where our biggest majority of our students are placed in the summer.
Well, I took your placards that you gave us a while back down to the legislative breakfast last Friday and gave them to the school superintendent and said, here's an opportunity for kids in this area that don't have many job opportunities, make a little money for the summer, help their family, because this is no longer a luxury. This is now contributing to the family's economy just so that they can make it through the year. But you're right on point. They can walk to, many of them can walk to the school grounds. And if you would get with her, I think that was what Councilman Walkingstick was talking about. Muskogee is needing help, and you were talking about the summer youth program, right?
Yeah, you can't afford to hire full-time employees, so.
Yeah, we'll work with any of the schools. That's why I wanted Kenna Hockner to make contact with you. We can place some students there. One of the areas where we are going to be hard pressed will be in some of those rural areas where some of them may not have transportation. We can't provide the transportation. We can try to work out timelines where maybe they could get on the CATS Transit. If the CATS Transit is out in that area, and if any of the parents say that they can't get them in there, we'll see what those routes are. So we're working with the transit systems.
Also, just one final question. Are you going to have the Or is someone going to have the leadership program where they select certain?
Yes, George Roach is out and about right now. He's been hitting all of the area schools, trying to get interns. In fact, he's got, I think, one or two from up north. We had several from up north last year. And of course, most of the activities are down here at Tahlequah because they run through an orientation program and then they place them out in different locations. George Roach is working on that.
We have a Gates Scholar at Harvard that would like to apply.
Somebody else sent me one on somebody the other day that was for Georgia. He followed back up on it. So
If you
he's
would,
working on it.
I can give you the name afterward.
Okay.
Very proud of that. Gates Scholar at Harvard, folks.
This is the day training program flyer, so it's coming around. Any other questions, Madam Chair?
Councilman Key?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Diane, back on Surge Tech, you might consider looking at giving them more room somehow. And they get a lot of heavy equipment, so if it could be on first floor level, wherever it is, just something to look at if that's at all possible. And if they do understand, they're going to definitely need more room.
I know that there is some discussion about some of the programs moving to other locations, and I think that would be.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Anyone?
Good afternoon. I have a copy of my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions from Mrs. Hunt?
Good job.
Kimberly Good?
Well, I'm not going to be quite that brief, but I'll try. This will be my last report out to Tribal Council. I have stepped down as Executive Director effective July, so I want to introduce Jason Denny, who will be my acting replacement.
I don't know what you guys do. It's a huge honor to be here. I am a Cherokee citizen that was previously an at-large member in California. And I've now moved here, and it is, as I said, a huge honor to be actually working with each and every one of you now. My previous experience actually came from Calvin Klein, leading time Malay Hansen, the sales and marketing background. I have a background with the Troops College program in California, though, and moving nonprofits into junior colleges as well. So, as I said before, I'm just hugely honored to be here. We are currently looking at moving forward with our junior achievement programs and ACT prep though as well. This summer we will be implementing the ACT prep. Actually, ACT prep training this summer. ACT prep in the Sequoia High School region here this next fall. Junior achievement are different courses that we like to offer on different programs. We're going to start implementing those programs actually starting this summer with Sequoia High School for their summer school programs, which we're really excited about. And hopefully we're going to branch out further in the fall with other high schools as well. But we're also looking to start changing that into a curriculum now with Sequoia High School. So if you guys have any questions, I know I'm kind of new to this, so please let me know.
Something I would like to add to Jason is he did serve 2 tours in Iraq, so he is a veteran as well.
Oh, sorry I didn't bring up that.
And modest.
Yeah.
Something to add to the report, it was pretty comprehensive as spring is our big time for programming leading into summer. Our ACT test results are coming in. We served almost 200 students this year through 2 different programs. We had our 5-week intensive programming with 18 hours of live instruction, but we also partnered with the University of Arkansas in a new pilot program that we launched in Stillwell, Watts, as well as, Westville. We were able to service a lot more students with this particular program. It was a little bit different. Instead of spreading it out over the 5 weeks, we were actually able to go into the schools and work with students for 16 hours in the classroom. Pre-test results came in across the board. Last year we have raised our pre-test ACT results almost 2 comprehensive points throughout the school. So we have gone from a 17 to a 19.8 average coming in. midpoint results, which were 3 weeks in, did show 2-point composite bumps. So we are expecting similar results that we had last year, with anywhere from 3 to 4-point composite bumps on the ACT. CCPI, which is our Cherokee College Preparatory Institute, will be hosted at the University of Arkansas. They are a strategic partner this year from July 7th to July 12th. We have 120 students signed up, registered to attend. Most of them coming actually from the Sequoia and Adair regions, but we do have them coming in from all over the United States. Something to note from last year, we still have students accepting their college financial aid packages. We did have 13 students that attended CCPI last year that are going on full financial scholarships to Ivy League colleges. Does anyone have any additional questions?
Councilwoman Harder?
I just wanted to ask Jason, how long have you been working with the foundation?
Actually, I've been working on the foundation actually since last summer.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I was out of the room, you may have mentioned it, but did you tell them about the event you've got this weekend in Dallas?
No, we are doing our College 101 workshop. This is similar to some of the other events. It's a little more comprehensive for students that aren't able to travel to CCPI. We have partnered with the Citizen Potawatomi to serve a larger student population. And it'll be about 4 hours, and it's in Dallas Public Schools.
Who all is your presenters on that event?
I will be presenting, Heather Sourjohn will be presenting, Kara Cowan Watts will be presenting, as will Bob Whistler from the Potawatomi.
Thank you.
Councilman Keener?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, I just want to say we're all sorry to see you go. I know I've worked with you in the past, and how did you start at the foundation at the inception?
Well, I was the first executive director, yes.
Right. So I've seen your results year after year. How long have you been?
4 years this
4
summer,
years.
yes.
So made very big strides, and in fact impacted numerous kids throughout the years, and for junior achievement and ACT scores, and the various other things you've done. So it's been a real joy to work with you on all those things. You invited me to some things that I've had to go to, and I enjoyed that. So I think you deserve a round of applause too for all the service. And we look forward to working with you too, Jason.
I'm really looking forward to it. It's a huge honor, like I said, coming here from California. I've heard so much about all of you guys from a national arts perspective, and it is truly an honor to actually be able to work with you. It truly is. Thank you.
Okay, Councilman Thornton?
Yes, I'd like to know something about the foundation as far as employees. How many employees do you have?
We currently have 4.
Do you have contracts on them?
They're normal employees.
Okay, could I get a list of them?
Sure.
Thank you.
Would it be possible to send that list to everybody?
Absolutely.
Okay, and you will be the next executive director?
I'll be the acting.
He's being the acting director once I step down. We have a new board, more or less, and so we will be doing board retreat and board orientation over the summer, so everybody can get to know each other, and the new board will make that decision.
Oh, who will be the new director?
Yes.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On to the set item, Carol.
Make a motion we approve the list as appears in the book.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. The cemetery restoration assistant, Joe?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Moving on, community assistance.
I have one correction. The $9,000 each that Judy and I are giving to the Cherokee Nation, to the Cherokee Nation Foundation, is for scholarships and not organizational support. Sorry, Jason.
I have a correction, Madam Chair.
I'm on Councilman Walton's stick.
On the Gaines Little League, got me given $1,000.
You need to add to it?
No, need to take it away.
Oh.
That's not, I mean, that's David's area, isn't it?
I thought you helped me
No,
out.
that's Janelle's there. But the thing is, I want to just withdraw that $1,000 and hold it right now.
Okay, you want to withdraw? Hold
Yeah,
it.
withdraw it, hold it. I think we're supposed to talk about Little Leagues today.
Get that.
Okay, so remove the Gaines Little League for
Yeah,
now?
take that off.
Just take it.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Make a motion to be approved
Oh,
as corrected. Oh, excuse me.
Chief.
Sorry.
I was going to correct David's generous contribution there out of his district.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Make a motion to be approved as corrected.
Second.
Okay, motion been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it. Law enforcement. Speaker Jordan.
Yes, I believe all of us from District 1 are in agreement to split $30,000 to the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office and $10,836.85 to Tahlequah Police Department and Hobart Police Department, and all that would be for equipment. And we have a penny left, too. Do you want to put that penny on? That penny would go extra on the Tahlequah Police Department.
Okay.
That should deplete our account.
Okay.
If I figured wrong, please. I was just doing.
Deputy Speaker Hoskins.
Madam Chair, I'd like to add 3,500 law enforcement to Nowata Fire Department.
Know what,
Fire Department. Any other additions, corrections? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it. On to roads. Have any roads, Jody?
on the motor fuel tax, there's a $25,823 actual refund to David Thornton for the Gore High School parking lot, and a $760 refund on the special bridge funding projects for Councilman Thornton for the Cheater and Butterly driveways refunds. There's no actual additions, just those two refunds.
Yeah, make a motion to approve the.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, the correction's been approved. On to other business. The first one, Councilman Lane. You'd like to what? Table it for a month or?
A month.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? On to, Vic, you want to take the next one, carryover funds?
I think we need to table that till next week.
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Ayes have it. Third, Councilwoman Watts.
Thank you. Because of schedules with folks being in DC and stuff, I'm requesting to table for 1 month, please.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? On to new business. Number one, Deputy Speaker Hoskins.
Madam Chair, this is a resolution authorizing financial depositories for the Cherokee Nation. It makes at least one addition, I think, and some corrections. The treasurer's here to explain those, but to get us into the discussion, I move for its approval.
Second.
And I yield for the treasurer.
Okay, no more discussion?
Yes, this is a resolution that changes, I'll just give it all the changes. changes the location for the principal depositor Bank of America from Tahlequah, Oklahoma to Tulsa, Oklahoma. It authorizes 3 new financial depositories for Cherokee Nation, which would be First State Bank, a Taro Bank, Bank of Cherokee County, a Taro Bank, and Key Bank, a bank from, this says Washington, D.C., but it's actually Washington State, and those representatives are here. There are name changes from First National Bank to First Star Bank in Sallisaw, Oklahoma, and Delaware County Bank was acquired by Arvest Bank, and that's in Jay, Oklahoma. So those are the changes.
Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, so on to Cherokee Heritage Center funding, Councilman Baker.
Yes, I'd like to table that for a minute, please.
Everything else, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, the third one, discussion possible action. Speaker Jordan.
Yes, I've been in communication with the executive branch regarding the disbursement of charitable contributions. This always is a question about this time of year. We put them in the budget, and sometimes for some reason the check doesn't get dispersed, and we have entities that are in dire need of this money. I met earlier with some representatives, and they tell me that they believe they'll have the major portion of all the checks out by next month. So I don't want to say we're tabling everything today, but I wanted to give them a month to get all that done. If you all would favor us with tabling this for 1 month, and then hopefully they're going to come back and say all the checks are out. So tell your organizations, I guess, they're in the mail. Famous word. Let's table it for a month though and keep on top of it.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Okay. Next is Jody, is budget.
This is on the Budget Act Mod 8. We have $2,236,000 in grants this month for reporting purposes. And we have 18 budgets that are actually in this Mod 8. Budget 1 is General Fund Operations. That's modification increasing revenue by $2,185,000. This is from the fiscal year 2000 carryover funds. After all the final numbers through the audit process and everything, we have additional carryover funds, and that brings our unappropriated carryover up to $4,206,000. Item 2, Tribal Summer Youth. Modification requesting increase in expenditure authorization of $286,000, bringing the total funds up to $1,054,000. This will cover approximately 400 16 to 20-year-olds at 40 hours per week for the summer youth program. Item number 3, CWY translators, but I know that's not the way it's pronounced, but it's somebody help me. It's a new budget requesting expenditure authorization of $34,000 for 5 part-time contractors that read and write Cherokee syllabary fluently to assist in completing the Microsoft Office and Windows 9 project from English to Cherokee by March of 2014. This is the partial year funding for this year, and I think they'll be coming back in next year's budget to finish out through 2014. Taro, number 4 is the Taro National Conference. New budget requesting expenditure authorization of $28,538 for funding the National Taro Conference sponsorship. Item 5, contract health service dividend. That's a modification requesting an increase in expenditure authorization of $371,000 as an adjustment of the final fiscal year 2012 carryover based on the finalized 2012 dividend numbers. Item 6, substance abuse treatment. Modification requesting an increase in expenditure authorization of $300,403 for the final fiscal year 2012 reserve carryover from the 2% excise tax on alcohol sales per Legislative Act 13-08. Item 7, Cherokee Publication General Fund, modification requesting an increase in expenditure authorization of $12,947. That's offset with the increase in subscription income and distribution income. Item 8, Cherokee National Holiday, modification requesting an increase in expenditure authorization of $48,860 to restore the budget to the fiscal year 2012 budget funding level. I believe that was cut back in the original budget, and this is just bringing it back up to the FY12 level. Number 9, motor fuels tax, modification increasing revenue by $2,377,000 from fiscal year 2012 carryover funds, and requesting an increase in expenditure authorization of $751,000 and transfer out to the accounting units listed in items 10 through 14, and that leaves an unappropriated balance in motor fuel tax of $1,625,000. Minor emergency repair, item number 10, modification requesting an increase in expenditure authorization of $200,000 from the motor fuel tax carryover due to an increase in emergency repair applications. Item 11, motor fuel tax higher education scholarships, modification requesting an increase in expenditure authorization of $57,926. $12,926 of this is funded from the Martha School Taylor Estate for emergency assistance and re-enrollment assistance, and $45,000 is from the motor fuel tax carryover for the Haskell Indian Nations University scholarships. Item 12, emergency education assistance, budget requesting expenditure authorization of $35,000 for motor fuel tax carryover for emergency education assistance to students trying to get re-enrolled. This was last funded in general fund in fiscal year 2010, just as a note. Item 13, Sequoia High School facilities equipment. New budget requesting expenditure authorization of $58,447 from motor fuel tax carryover to upgrade grounds, maintenance, and custodial equipment. Item 14, detention agreements. New budget requesting expenditure authorization of $25,000 from motor fuel tax carryover for agreements with county detention facilities. Item 15, proceeds of sale. New budget requesting expenditure authorization of $1,542,000 to return prior year cumulative net funding received from the Housing Authority to administer housing programs back to the Housing Authority as they are now administering these programs. Item 16, Cherokee Publications IDC, modification requesting an increase in expenditure authorization of $10,593. This is offset in increases in subscription income and distribution income. Item 17, self-governance oversight, modification requesting an increase in expenditure authorization of $71,148 for sub-grant account because the allocation for the Delaware fiscal year 2012 funds was not paid until October 19, 2012. Therefore, it needs to be accounted in the current fiscal year. Item 18, SANE, IHS Self-Governance Health, modification requesting an increase in expenditure authorization of $249,000 and brings to up their total for the balance of the award for fiscal year 2013 of $499,000.
I make a motion to approve the budget.
Second.
Did you need anything, Mr. Gardner? Did you
I
want
was going to make a motion.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Madam Chair,
Uh-huh.
one addition I'd like to discuss, if it's okay.
Yes.
The travel of Miss Cherokee. I'd like to make a motion that we continue her travel and expenditures in the amount of $7,500 because I know the employees, we have a non-essential freeze on travel. She's not an employee, she's an ambassador to the tribe. And she should be penalized because we have a freeze on our employees. So I would move that if it's
Second.
okay with council.
Second, with friendly, if I could, that it be for her expenses and that come from the carryover. We have to identify a place that it comes from.
Okay.
So that our budget balances out. I didn't,
Is that good?
Yes, yes.
that work. Because you
on Miss Cherokee. Okay, friendly's been accepted. Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor of the friendly to add the 7,500 from carryover, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Thank you.
Okay, any announcements? The next meeting is Thursday, May 30th at 3 p.m. Meeting's adjourned.
Adjourned.
Okay.